Good morning students. Welcome back to online class. How are you students? I hope you all are fine and safe by the grace of God. Now we are learning Geography lesson 3, India's agriculture. Is it? Now we are learning Geography lesson 3, India's agriculture. Geography lesson 3, India's agriculture. India's agriculture. India's agriculture. Students, I think mostly today I will complete this lesson. In the beginning of this class, we can recollect few important points about previous class questions. Now I am going to recall in this lesson some important points. In the first class, we learned about soil and different types of soil. Is it? What is soil? Soil is the uppermost layer of the land surface. Is it? Then we learned about different types of soil. What are the different types of soil? Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, forest and mountain soil, arid and desert soil, saline and alkaline soil, and peaty and mossy soil. Is it? These all soils are how formed. Then what are the chemical properties are contained in this particular soil? Then distribution of soil. What are the main crops are growing in this particular soils? All these explanation we learned in the first class. Is it? Then in the second class we learned about soil degradation and irrigation. From soil degradation, first we learned about different 5 important problems in Indian soil. Is it? Then next we learned about methods of conservation and management of soil. Then from that lesson, the next topic we learned about irrigation. From irrigation, we learned about the 3 main sources of irrigation. What are the 3 main sources of irrigation? Very good. Canal irrigation, well irrigation, and tank irrigation. Is it? This canal irrigation is classified into 2 types, inundation canals and perennial canals. Then the well canals is divided into 2 types, open wells and tube wells. Then the third one is tank irrigation. Is it? These are the things we learned from irrigation. Then in the third class we learned about modern irrigation methods, multi-purpose river valley project and agriculture. From that lesson, first we learned the different irrigation methods. That means modern irrigation methods. There are 3 modern irrigation methods are there. The first one is drip irrigation, second one is sprinklers irrigation, and the third one is central pivot irrigation. Is it? Then next we learned about multi-purpose river valley project. What is multi-purpose river valley project? Multi-purpose river valley project is the scientific management of water resources. Construction of dam across the river is aimed at many purposes. Hence it is called as multi-purpose river valley project. Is it? Then we learned about some of the multi-purpose river valley project. That means some of the important Indian dams, in which river across that particular dams are constructed. What are the states are get benefits through this dams water? How much square kilometers areas are get irrigation system, and how much megawatt electricity is produced through this dams water. These all things we learned in the third class. And also we learned about the different types of farming. How many different types of farming are practiced in India? There are 6 types of farmings are practiced in India. I said, what are they? Excellent. Shifting subsistence farming, shifting agriculture, intensive farming, dry farming, mixed farming, and terrace cultivation. That all explanation, how they are doing farming, that all explanation I taught. Then and also finally we learned about major cropping seasons of India. In India, there are 3 major cropping seasons are there. What are they? Kharif season, Rabi season and Zaid season. What are the crops are growing in these particular seasons in northern states and southern states? These all explanation we learned in the third class. Then in the previous class we learned about major crops cultivated in India. Major crops cultivated in India. The major crops are divided into 4 categories. What are the 4 categories of major crops in India? Excellent. Food crops, cash crops, plantation crops and horticulture crops. Food crops, cash crops, plantation crops and horticulture crops. From food crops we learned some of the food grains. For example, rice, wheat, jowar, bajra, barley, pulses. These are the important food crops. Then secondly we learned about cash crops. The major cash crops are sugarcane, cotton, jute, oil seeds, etc. Then thirdly we learned about plantation crops. What are plantation crops? Tea, coffee, rubber and spices. These are the examples of plantation crops. Then finally we learned about horticulture. Horticulture refers to the cultivation of flowers, vegetables and fruits. These all crops are cultivated in India. India is the largest producer of these all crops. Then today and also I gave some of the question answers. Did you learn, students? Very good. Those who did not learn, you should prepare day-to-day portion. Okay. Now today I am going to teach the next topic, livestock. The topic is livestock. The topic is livestock. The topic is livestock. First of all, what is livestock? Livestock means domesticated animals. Livestock means domesticated animals. Livestock is an integral part of farming system in India. It is the most important integral part of farming system in India, and also it generates income and employment for people. Livestock generates income and employment for people. It contributes 4% of national GDP. The livestock contributes 4% of national GDP. India is the good producer of livestock. That means in India has different varieties of domestic animals, and also most of the states are domesticated animals. Some of the leading states are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar are the important states domesticated animals. And also in India, some of the animals are domesticating that particular states. The important animals are cattle, goats and buffaloes. The important animals are cattle, goats, and buffaloes. Cattle, goats and buffaloes. Now listen here. The first one is cattle. The first one is cattle. In India, some of the states are domesticated these cattle. So India is the second largest cattle population in the world after China. That means China is in first place and India is the second place. And also Madhya Pradesh is the leading states of cattle population. That means in India some of the states are domesticating cattle, but the leading state is Madhya Pradesh, followed by Rajasthan, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh also domesticated these cattle. Then the second one is goats. The second one is goat. Goat is also called poor man's cow. Goat is also called poor man's cow. It provides milk, meat, fur, wool, leather, etc. And also it is the source of meat in India. It is the most important source of meat in India. Some of the states are domesticated goats. The leading state is Rajasthan. The leading state is Rajasthan, followed by Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh also domesticated these goats. Then the third one is buffaloes. The third one is buffaloes. Buffalo is one of the most important source of milk supply for India. It is the most important source of supply for milk in India. In India, few states mostly domesticated buffaloes. The leading state is Uttar Pradesh. The leading state is Uttar Pradesh, followed by Bihar, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh also domesticated these goats. Can you understand, students? Shall we recall the points? Now we learned about livestock, is it? Now we learned about livestock. What is livestock? Livestock means domesticated animals, is it? Livestock means domesticated animals. And also the livestock are in three varieties of animals are domesticated in India: cattle, goats and buffaloes. Cattle, goats, buffaloes. Some of the leading states are domesticating these animals. For example, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Rajasthan are the leading states domesticated these animals. Okay, students, now I am going to teach the next topic. The next topic is fisheries. The next topic is fisheries. The next topic is fisheries. Now listen here, fishing is the one of the important economic activity. Fishing is the one of the important economic activity in India. India is the second largest producer of fish in the world after China. The first place is in China and the second place is in India. And also fishing is classified into two types: the marine or sea fishing and inland or freshwater fisheries. Now once again I will repeat, in India the fisheries are divided into two types. The first one is marine or sea fishing. Marine or sea fisheries, marine or sea fisheries, and the second one is inland or freshwater fisheries. Inland or freshwater fisheries. Freshwater fisheries. Now listen here. The fishing, that means fishing in India is the second largest producer of fish in the world after China, and also the fishing is divided into two types. The first one is marine or sea fisheries. The second one is inland or freshwater fisheries. Now listen here. The first one is marine or sea fisheries. Marine or sea fisheries, it is the activity of harvesting fish in the depth of 200 meter in the sea. That means the marine or sea fisheries means the fishermen doing the fishing works in sea up to the depth of 200 meter. Then the second one is inland or freshwater fisheries. Inland or freshwater fisheries. The main sources of inland or freshwater fisheries are river, lake, pond, canal, tank, etc. The main sources of inland fisheries are river, pond, lake, canal and tank, etc. And also more than 50% of fish production is producing India through these inland or freshwater fisheries. In India, 50% of fish production is through the areas of inland or freshwater fisheries. Okay, this marine or seawater fisheries, Kerala is the leading state. Kerala is the leading state, and inland or freshwater fisheries, Andhra Pradesh is the leading state. Andhra Pradesh is the leading state. Can you understand, students? Shall we recall the points? Now listen here. Now we learned about fisheries. Is it? Now we learned about fisheries. There are two types of fisheries. marine or sea fisheries. Marine or sea fisheries. Then second one is inland or freshwater fisheries. Now we learned about two topics, livestock and fisheries. The state government conducted the livestock census with the help of the Department of Animal Husbandry. The state government is conducted the livestock census with the help of the Department of Animal Husbandry. The first livestock census was conducted in the year 1919 to 1920. The first livestock census is conducted in the year 1919 to 1920. 5 years once they conducted the livestock census. Understand, students? I hope you understood about livestock and fisheries. Then next I am going to explain the next topic. The next topic is major issues faced by farmers. The next topic is major issues faced by farmers. Then the farmers are facing some of the problems through that agricultural field. They are facing some problems through naturally and artificially. Artificially means man-made problems. Now there are 10 main problems are there. The first one is small and fragmented land holdings. The first one is small and fragmented land holdings. Small and fragmented land holdings, that means most of the farmers have pieces of land, small pieces of land. In India, most of the farmers have small pieces of land, so they cannot cultivate more crops that particular piece of land. This is one of the main problem the farmers faced. Then the second one is high cost of inputs. The second one is high cost of inputs. That means as the farmers are poor, they cannot apply more cost or more input or modern input output. So they cannot apply high yielding varieties of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, medicines, etc. So this is also one of the main problem faced by the Indian farmers. Then the third one is infertile soil. The third one is infertile soil. That means in India, thousands of years are doing agricultural work, is it? So some of the land soil is loses its fertility, chemical properties, living organism, water content, nature, etc. So that particular soils does not support to grow the crops. This is also one of the main problem the farmers are faced. Then the next one is lack of irrigation. The next one is lack of irrigation. Lack of irrigation, that means in India, some of the areas won't get irrigation facilities. Some of the areas won't get irrigation facilities. That means there is no canal irrigation, well irrigation and tank irrigation. We cannot make these three sources of irrigation. Where there is this lack of irrigation, that areas also we cannot grow any crops or we cannot do agricultural work. This is also one of the main problem. Then the next one is lack of mechanization. The next one is lack of mechanization. Lack of mechanization, that means most of the farmers are very poor, so they are doing agricultural work with the help of their family members, that means humankind. They are doing the agricultural work with their family members, that means in the human hand. This is also one of the main problem in farmers. Then the next one is soil erosion. The next problem is soil erosion. Soil erosion will occur due to lacking of trees and overgrazing. Is it? Soil erosion will occur due to lacking of trees and overgrazing. Because of that, the soil will lose its fertility. Because of wind and water, the soil erosion will happen. So because of that, the soil loses its fertility. So that particular area soil also does not cultivation. So this is one of the main problem faced by Indian farmers. Then the next one is agricultural marketing. The next one is agricultural marketing. In India, some of the rural areas are no marketing facilities. That means there is absence of marketing facilities. The farmers want to depend, the middlemen are local farmers. That is one of the main problem. Then the next one is inadequate storage facilities. Inadequate storage facilities. That means in the village areas there is no storage facilities. That means their production, they are producing more crops or more things, but there is no storage facilities. So the farmers are compelled to sell their products immediately. So that is also one of the main problem faced by Indian farmers. Then the next one is inadequate transport. Next one is inadequate transport. Some village areas are not connected well market centers. So that is also one of the main problem faced by Indian farmers. Then the last one is scarcity of capital. The last one is scarcity of capital. That means if we do the agriculture means it depend upon huge capital. You say capital means money. Here capital means money. Most of the Indian farmers are very poor, so they cannot apply modern techniques, modern inputs, modern outputs, and also they cannot spend high cost. You say. So this is one of the major problem faced by Indian farmers. These are the important issues faced by the farmers in India. Okay students, then the next topic is, the last topic is, listen here, the last topic is the important agricultural revolutionaries in India. The last chapter is, last topic is the important agricultural revolutions in India. In our book, on tabular column likewise given, you will listen very careful. From here, one or two one-word question it will come. Very, very important. Book inside one-word question. Okay, listen very careful. Now, the first one is Yellow Revolution. The first one is Yellow Revolution. Related product is oil seeds. The first one is Yellow Revolution. Related product is oil seeds. Then the second one is Blue Revolution. The second one is Blue Revolution. The related product is fish production. Second one is Blue Revolution. The related product is fish production. Then the third one is Brown Revolution. The third one is Brown Revolution. Related product is leather. Related product is leather. Then the next one is Golden Fiber Revolution. Golden Fiber Revolution. The related product is jute production. The related product is jute production. The next one is Golden Revolution. Golden Revolution. The related product is fruits and honey products. Fruits and honey products. Then the next one is Grey Revolution. The next one is Grey Revolution. The related product is fertilizers. Related product is fertilizers. Then the next one is Pink Revolution. Next one is Pink Revolution. Related product is onion production. Related product is onion production. Then the next one is Evergreen Revolution. Next one is Evergreen Revolution. Related product is production of agriculture. Production of agriculture. Then Silver Revolution. Silver Revolution, egg production. Silver Revolution, egg production. Then Silver Fiber Revolution. Silver Fiber Revolution, cotton. Silver Fiber Revolution, the related product is cotton. Then Red Revolution, the related product is meat production. Red Revolution, the related product is meat production. Then Round Revolution, Round Revolution, the related product is potato. The related product is potato. Then Green Revolution, the related product is food grains. Green Revolution, the related product is food grains. The last one is White Revolution. White Revolution, the related product is milk production. White Revolution, the related product is milk production. These are the important agricultural revolutionaries in India. Okay, students, that's all that lesson. Now Allah take over. Take over. Allah take over. Turn page number 167. Page number 167. Choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. The first question. The soil which is rich in iron oxide is red. The answer is red. The answer is red. No time, so I am going to read the option alone. You will mark it. The second question, answer is A option. The second question, answer is A option. The third one, answer is D option. The third one, answer is D option. Then fourth one, answer is B option. Fourth one, answer is B option. Fifth one, answer is A option. Fifth one, answer is A option. Sixth one, answer is C option. Seventh one, answer is C option. Seventh one, answer is C option. Eighth one, answer is C option. Eighth also C. So Roman number 2, first one answer A option. Second one answer also A option. Then Roman number 3, first one answer D option. Second one answer D option. Third one answer C option. Then match the following. First one answer Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Second one answer Karnataka. Third one answer highest dam in India. Fourth one answer Mahanadi. Fifth one answer Golden Revolution. Fifth one answer Golden Revolution. Then answer in brief question. Already 7 questions I gave. The 8th question, what do you mean by livestock? What do you mean by livestock? Page number 165. Page number 165. Livestock heading first paragraph. Livestock heading first paragraph. Then question number 9. Write a brief note on the categories of fisheries in India. Page number 165 and 166. 165 and 166. Last fisheries, last line. Fishing is categorized in 2 types. They are marine or sea fisheries, inland or freshwater fisheries. Then the next page, marine or sea fisheries para fully, inland or freshwater fisheries fully. Then distinguish third question, marine fishing and inland fishing. That also page number 166, marine fishing and inland fishing, 2 paragraphs are there. From there you learn. Otherwise those who have the guide, you should prepare from guide. Then the detail, last one. Last detail, examine the geographical condition favorable for cultivation of rice and wheat. Cultivation of rice and wheat, page number 162 and 63. There rice paragraph fully and wheat paragraph fully. Then last map question. Now listen here. The first question is alluvial soil. The first question is alluvial soil. You mark here. Then the second question is black soil. Black soil. Listen very careful. Black soil. You will mark this one. Then the third question is Hirakud Dam. Listen very carefully, mark it later, you will see and mark it. Hirakud Dam. Then the next one is Mettur and Damodar Dam. The Mettur and Damodar Dam. Then the next one is West Bengal, jute growing area. West Bengal, jute growing area, West Bengal. Then the next one is tea growing area, main area Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, main area Assam. Then the next one is coffee growing area, main areas Karnataka, the remaining areas Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Then Thar desert area, then fishing hubs, Masulipatnam, Chennai, Thoothukudi, Cochin, Mumbai, fishing hubs. Then Kaveri Delta, the last one is Godavari Delta. Next one is Godavari Delta. That's all this lesson. Okay students, we will meet the next class. Thank you.